What is going on, people, and welcome back to another FPL recap for game week 34 and a look ahead to game week 35 as well. So getting straight into it, one game left, which is Brighton versus Manchester City tonight. So I do have one player left to play in that tonight. I have two, but one of them's on the bench, and we'll get into that in a minute. Average points so far for game week 34 is 57, and my latest points and total points is 57. So I'm on level par with the average. And of course, I've got another red arrow at the moment, but I base my week-to-week performances and my goals actually as in a goal for every week to beat above the average and get above the average more than the green arrows. Of course, I want green arrows, but it's kind of secondary to me to beating the average points of everyone. So I'm on level par with it at the moment. Hopefully, Foden, if he plays tonight, can boost me above that average when it is all said and done. Getting into it then, I had Neto in goal. He played one of the two games, which is a bit annoying because I put him in for the double game week. But yeah, he only played one and he only got me one. So that was disappointing. I went with four at the back, two Arsenal with Ben White and Gabriel. White obviously scored two against Chelsea, so he got me 26 over two games. But a lot of them in that second game against Chelsea. And he also got a clean sheet in that. He did pick up a yellow card, but he got 3 bonus points also in that Chelsea fixture. So, yeah, very happy with Ben White in his return. Gabriel got me 12, 2 clean sheets out of both the games, so happy with that. Van Dijk got me 2. He's not had a good few last games with Liverpool. Obviously, they beat Fulham away, but then they lost to Everton last night, which I don't think a lot of people would have seen coming, including myself. So only to get 2 for Van Dijk in a double game week is very disappointing. Doughty was a bit of a risk to play this week, but I did risk it. I felt like they would get at least a draw against Brentford, being the home team, and they're desperate to survive relegation, but it didn't happen. They lost 5-1 to Brentford at home, and he got me a -1, also picked up a yellow card, but it is always a risk with these types of players, so not too shocked by that. I was hoping for more, but didn't plan out, -1. And then the 4 in midfield, I had Saka, Palmer, Foden and Salah. Saka got me 9, 2 games, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, and he got an assist against Chelsea as well, so very happy with that. Palmer didn't play, frustratingly, against Arsenal. It was always a risk. Even if he had have played, I don't think that Chelsea would have won. They might have got a goal or an assist via him, but he didn't play the game, wasn't on the bench at all, wasn't in the squad. They're saying it's because of illness, so I'm going to risk it and keep him in for the next game week because he's too good of an asset not to have for the price he is. Even though he's gone up in price, still think you get a lot of value for money with him. So 0 for him this week. Foden plays tonight, obviously, and Salah I captained this week. Didn't really pan out. He had a double game week, beat Fulham. He only played 16 minutes in that though. And then last night, played the whole game, but lost 2-0 to Everton. So I did get a little bit of a return for him with 6, but it should have been a lot more. And then the 2 up top, I went with Isak and Tony. Tony didn't play at all again, even though they won 5-1, which is hugely frustrating. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with him going forward. And Isak only got me 2, and he was my vice. Did play the 90 minutes against Crystal Palace, but ended up on 2-0 loss. So yeah, disappointing on the whole for most of my team. My defence did better than anything this week. It's usually my midfield. But yeah, bearing in mind that I'm level with the average, I'm happy enough with that, considering a lot of my players blanked. And then the bench, Vicario didn't have a game. Gross plays tonight. He's my first sub. So he might, if he plays, he'll come in for Palmer and replace his points. It's just whether or not Gross will play, and if he does well, if Brighton do well. Cunha got a 0, didn't play at all against Arsenal, and only played 35 minutes last night against Bournemouth. Picked up a yellow card and was on the losing side. So I think I made the right decision benching him. And Semedo did start last night, but also picked up a yellow card and was on the losing side as well. So I think got the bench right on the whole. So a bit of a mixed one this week for the overall points, players and things like that. I'd rather be level par with the average than below. So going into game week 35, I'm going to keep Vicario in goal. He's got a double fixture against Arsenal and Chelsea. Not ideal fixtures. Hope he can return in at least one of them games. 3 at the back I'm going to go with Ben White, Gabriel, away to Tottenham, but I feel like Arsenal will be favourites. And Semedo against Luton for Wolves at home. I fancy Wolves to win that game and Semedo to play. So, yeah, I feel like the defence could do me well, and hopefully Vicario can return at least one of them. 5 in the midfield I'm going to go with. I've got Saka, Foden, Gross, Palmer and Salah. Captaincy's currently on Palmer, but I've got to watch closely with his illness issues at the moment. Whether or not that changes nearer the time, I'm not sure yet. Currently, the captaincy is on Palmer though with his double game week. Not ideal fixtures again, away to Villa and at home to Tottenham, but he's got a double fixture, and if he does play both, we know what he can do. Salah away to West Ham. Been very disappointed since I brought him in, Salah. I'm hoping he can start doing something before the season ends. Gross away to Bournemouth. Hopefully can do something as well. Foden away to Forest. If he's in the game and in the starting, I think he can easily get me a lot of points. And Saka away to Tottenham, I think will be a difference in that game. So yeah, I'm confident with Foden, Saka and Palmer if he does play. 2 up top, I'm going to go with Visser and Isak. Visser away to Everton. I think he's got more chance of playing at the moment than Tony, and he's in good form. And Isak at home against Sheffield United is my vice again. Hopefully he can punish Sheffield and get me a couple of goals. He's in contention for the captaincy, but because he don't have a double fixture, it's kind of what decided the captaincy there between him and Palmer. And on the bench, I've got Neto. First place sub is Van Dijk away to West Ham, Tony against Everton, and Doughty away to Wolves. So that's how I'm looking for this week, guys. I still have my bench boost to play, and I still have my second wildcard to play. Not a lot of fixtures left as well, so I've got to figure out when I'm going to play them. I don't think I'm going to play either of them this week, but I've got to play them soon. Let me know how you're doing this week, guys, and what your team's looking like for game week 35. And I'll catch you guys soon.